Hey guys, Silent Valor here. I just wanted to kind of do a quick advanced kind of tutorial or advanced tips and tricks I guess for Psylocke in Marvel Rivals. You guys already know her abilities. I'm not going to waste your time explaining them. Just kind of wanted to go through each of her abilities and just provide some, I guess, just some thoughts and some ideas on how you might want to use them or think about other ways of using them in some more advanced scenarios. So yeah, let's just get started with her right click, or sorry, her left click, which is just her basic attack. The thing that's kind of cool about this basic attack is obviously, it does a lot of damage, right? Up close, it does a lot of damage. A little shotgun, it's hit scan, right? So you don't have to lead targets. You just put your cursor over them. It's going to hit them, right? It's hit scan. It's pretty much infinite range. Now, it becomes obviously way less effective at a long range simply because of the spread and the damage drop off. However, the fact that you can still hit things from distance means that she actually can kind of fill a little bit the role of hit scan characters in that you can pressure aerial targets like Storms and Iron Mans and Human Torch. You can apply some pressure to them when they're just hanging out, floating in the air. They think they just can hang out there for free, especially since they also, all three of those characters have somewhat big hitboxes. So you're going to be actually landing quite a bit of um, your needles or your little bullets in them, right? So if they don't go for cover, right, they kind of have to respect you. Even at this long distance, right? It's like, oh man, like they're not just gonna sit there. They can't just sit there and just take this for free, you know. She's not the best, but the fact that a melee assassin can even still kind of pressure from range like this is kind of honestly I think what really shows off what's so great about this character. And it's not that she's really high burst assassin, which she is. That's obviously one of her probably her biggest strength. But the real thing that really makes her stand out from like some of the other assassins is that she's more flexible than any of them. She can be like, you can really play a lot of different ways with her. You can be hanging out on the flank, because she's such a mobile character. You can pick these really weird angles to apply pressure. And that can just, like, even if you're not putting out tons of damage, it can just annoy the crap out of the enemy team. I'm like, oh, I'm up here now. If they come for me, I'm drawing tension away from my team in which they can, hopefully, ideally, accomplish something, right? So I think that's what really leaning into this fact that she has such a flexible kit, right? And that leads me into like how to use her shift, because while her shift, right, definitely does a decent amount of damage, it's not crazy. It's really just a really powerful mobility tool. You can just like get all over the place, right? And you do use it as part of your burst. So you have your little burst combo, which is left click, right click, dash, right? You can honestly, like just really destroy a lot of targets. But you do have to hit everything. You have to kind of get close, hit your left click, hit your right click, hit all your bullets. It's probably her best, or it is her best burst tool. But it does take some practice because you got to hit everything, and if you miss one or two of your little abilities or something like that, they're not gonna die, and then you're like dashing through, trying to like turn around and shoot them. But even if you're not getting the kill, just bursting somebody down and then stealthing out, grabbing health back and then coming back, just being this like constant like annoying threat, coming back behind them. It's like even if you go in, you get a burst, but it doesn't kill them because they get healed or something like that. Now there's one or two of them kind of looking for you. They know you're behind. They might be healing, but they constantly will be looking around. You can honestly just apply so much pressure just by your presence. So yeah, I'd say honestly this shift is more of like a way to just get in and out as much as it is a way to deal damage, and I'd say I use it more for just getting around the map than really, doing damage. Her stealth is honestly very similar. It's a way to just like reposition, get in. Um, Obviously, you can stealth up to somebody, get the whole like little combo burst off, right? But I'd say even better if it's possible if you can get in using like your dashes, right? Try to like pick a flank. Say I got up here, and I'm seeing the enemy team down there. I was like, okay, I got one dash in my stealth. This is good. Let me come in here, to pull off my burst. Oh, whoops, I didn't get the kill. Let me get out, right? That's honestly probably one of the best ways. Or say you did get the kill, right? You get a kill and get out, right? You don't really want to hang around too often. Like you're a fairly squishy character, and people are pretty good, I'd say, as you move up the ranks. People are pretty good at like, oh, Psylocke in the background. If they turn around, they focus you, right? Which is bad if you think you're gonna sit there and brawl them, but it's good if you really are quick about it, right? You get in, you use your dash, you get your little burst off, and then you're out. Just doing your job of just being annoying. And then obviously if your team is pushing in and you're winning the fight, then you hop in there, and if you're getting healed, you just like, brawl with your team, and that's great. But in these situations where you're on your own, you're in the back line, you're being annoying, you're trying to make a pick, and you don't, your healers don't have line of sight of you, it's not really your healer's jobs to keep tabs on you and keep you alive. You're a flanker, right? Your job is to get in, do some damage, right? Oops, let's get out, right? Let me go grab a health pack and come back, right? So I'd say those are kind of more of the advanced tactics to use with her. At the end of the day, hitting your shots and all that stuff is like, that comes with time. But I guess the mindset that you have with this character is honestly what I think will help you become just better with her, realizing that she's a very flexible character. Sometimes just like picking angles, just chipping away at enemies from range, being annoying, picking a flank, and then when you find somebody isolated, that's when you go in, right? And don't be afraid to just like solo ult their support, right? If you can, ult and kill one or two of the characters, that's honestly, I think, the best use of her ult. It's actually not a very good ult for like team wiping. That's not really what it does, because of the way it kind of the targeting priority bounces around between different targets and stuff. So it's honestly best used when there's only like one or two targets in range of it. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to provide a couple of just tips, ideas for how you might be able to like kind of just try to experiment with her a little more, besides just this assassin like up close like play style. She really is more than just an assassin, and I think that'll elevate your gameplay as you start to experiment more with just her strengths and weaknesses, and just pushing the limits of what you can and can't get away with, and just finding alternative ways to just pressure the enemy and yeah, dish out damage and get some picks without always just going in. You'll start to die less, and the less you die, the more pressure you can provide by just always being in their back line, always being on the flank, or just always just putting out damage, always just this constant little chip damage going out, hitting their flying targets, and then all of a sudden you are dashing in and assassinating their backline. So very strong character, very flexible character. I think she's pretty easy to pick up, but she has a pretty high skill ceiling. So definitely just practice with her, and push the limits, and try being creative with how you position and the plays you go for with her. And I think you'll start to climb.